Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're Going In Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the little notify bell next to it to make sure you're always getting your new Going In Raw notifications. We got new content every single day. Larson, tomorrow, Friday that is huge
day, massive day,
big day. It's
massive
a day. Super day. The ultimate showdown is taking place tomorrow at twitch.tv/Steven Larson. And it's going to be at 9:30 Pacific in the morning.
9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern.
5:30 Farage time.
Yeah.
And it is simply the biggest super show I've ever heard of in my entire life.
Versus All Elite Wrestling.
It's like, you know what? This is going to decide the war, Larson. This is going to be the big thing.
Before the war has even really started.
This is the big deal here with the big war. Where's my stupid thing?
Oh, there it is.
Here's my graphic.
Did a good graphic there.
Look at this right here. This is going to be a banger, as they say. It's a banger.
It really is.
Here we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You got Mox. This is just a preview.
Taste of the card, yes.
Taste. Mox versus Chill Roman.
Yeah, man.
Right? You've got tag team action.
Yeah.
This is the main event. This is the main event. Cody and his brother Dustin versus older brother Dustin versus Triple H and Vince McMahon.
Yeah, that's
the Brain Trust.
That's the main event.
They're gonna put him down.
Yeah,
this is Rawgate Mutant will be in action.
Yes.
MJF will be in action.
Hell yeah.
Chris Jericho will be in action.
Yes.
So yes, very cool, awesome stuff.
And let's mention the charity that all of the proceeds of this stream are going to.
Mm-hmm. It's let me see if I get this right. It's the Syrian American Medical Society. This is the group that Sami Zayn is working with.
Yes.
There's some dire times right now in Syria.
It's a major humanitarian crisis.
It is, and they're doing really great work there. Mm-hmm. These mobile medical transports that are going around and helping people out. So all the proceeds. And here's the thing: we're doing it on Twitch. And if we get any subs from it, those proceeds will go. However, we're really pushing the donate button.
Yeah, go to the donate button. That'll take you to our Streamlabs. 100% of that money.
All of that money. See, we get all that money comes to us, and we were going to be pushing all of that money, as opposed to if we did it on YouTube, where God bless YouTube, but YouTube's fine. But the super chats, like 30% of that goes to YouTube. They're not giving it to any charity. So yeah, that's the deal. That's why we're going to be doing it on the Twitch.
Yes.
We'll probably be doing like a quick dark match on YouTube just to bring people over.
Yeah.
But that's going to be the deal. We're trying it this time for the first time on Twitch, so that all the money can go. And hopefully our crowd will come along. Apparently, somebody put it on the Reddit.
I saw
the Squared Circle.
Cool.
So that's cool.
Very cool.
But yeah, that's a big deal. And look, man, I get that a lot of people out there might actually be interested in the Super Showdown show. That's totally fine. We'll be done. We both have to be out of here by like noon tomorrow.
Yeah.
Pacific time. So there will still be plenty of Super Showdown left for you to watch.
Totally.
After our stream is done. So yeah, that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will be a lot of fun.
And then also right now through Friday or Saturday, I think.
Oh, yeah.
We have a promo code over there at friendomarket.com. The promo code is TAKER. You get 20% off your entire order. We've also added sticker packs. So all the awesome stickers we've had with our shirt sticker packs. Now if you just want the stickers, you can get 3 for $10, 6 for $15, 9 for $20, or all 12 for $25. Free shipping in the United States.
Yes, gratis.
Only $5 anywhere else on the planet Earth. So pretty good deal right there.
That is a good deal. The 12 stickers for $25.
That's a good deal.
That is a great bargain.
That's a really good bargain.
That is a huge bargain right there. Best value.
Absolutely. Best value.
It would satisfy all your Steven Larson sticker needs.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Let's we got some new YouTube channel members.
Yeah,
Let's
cool.
give them a shout out here. Lake Lock, John Dre 91, and Ryan McLeish.
Oh, Ryan McLeish.
Thank you very much.
I wonder if do you think that's a Scottish name? McLeish. Hey, McLeish. Because I'm going to go to Scotland in about 30 days or so. So maybe I'll say, hey, Ryan McLeish.
Maybe.
I hope he shows up to the meetup. We also have a couple new patrons, Riley Walker, Adrian Cazares, Fedora Goomba, Shane McCarthy, Jonathan Andre, and Johan. Thank you all very much for your support.
Thank you.
You can find us on the Patreon, patreon.com/Steven Larson.
Thank you.
So, yeah. Anyways,
yeah, we're going to talk
NXT.
NXTs and 205. Here's an NXT takeover recap. Although the two matches are both pretty good.
I got kind of excited for that because I was like, "Oh, nice! I get the day off from NXT." There were two really good matches.
Both the matches are pretty good.
There were two really good matches.
Mia Yim and Bianca Belair. Those two women have amazing chemistry.
Lately, the takeover recap matches have been really good.
I know.
Like those kids act like it's an actual takeover match. You know,
which I think is 100% the right attitude.
Wasn't the Street Profits match the one where Montez did that when they dressed up like Harlem Heat? Was that a takeover recap match? That was like that was a takeover dark match, and that's like that leap of his made it into the opening video package.
Yeah.
That's like an iconic NXT moment.
Totally is.
Yeah, good stuff. But yeah, no, Keith Lee versus the Finest, and Mia Yim versus Bianca Belair.
Amazing.
The really, really killer matches.
Yeah.
The rest of it was all just
recaps.
Just recaps.
And interview stuff that's already on WWE.com.
And it did, one of those interviews brought up a question. Look, man, there wasn't a lot to talk about with these episodes, so I had to manufacture
the top news headline type deal is a new number one contender to face Walter for the NXT UK title.
Which is just, he's
It's who's next to lose to Walter.
Yeah, exactly. What's that crap they put into, is it chum? What do they put into
in the water, yeah.
Yeah.
Chum, to bring the sharks out.
Travis Banks, he's chum.
For Walter, yes.
For Walter.
Yeah.
I love him. I think he's great.
Oh, Travis Banks is great.
He's chum.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. We got a video.
Walter's in Ryback mode for a while in NXT UK. Just feed him more.
Yeah, pretty much. 205 Live had the return of Drew Gulak as General Zod.
Yeah, pretty much.
Neil.
That was good.
That was good.
And main event for that was decent, though the Tozawa Drew match probably should have been the main event.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So, yeah, not a lot happened. So we're going to talk about a little bit when we get there. Tyler Breeze.
We're going to talk about it now since it's in the thumbnail.
All right, that sounds good. So Tyler Breeze in his interview, and this is already confirmed by Triple H. Triple H essentially said Tyler Breeze is there. He's in NXT. He is NXT. This is, so like a while ago, Zack Ryder went to NXT.
Yeah, this is a while ago.
He was still sort of doing double duty.
Kind of, yeah.
And I think he was put in a tag team, obviously the Hype Bro.
With Mojo, yes.
With Mojo, which I thought was a very innovative idea. If y'all remember that one. But like this is the first time, right, that we've seen
Emma got sent back down to NXT.
Yeah, that's right. She did.
Can't think of anybody else offhand.
Emma went back for a rebrand too.
Yeah,
she was Mean Emma.
Yeah, Mean Emma.
She lost the goofy stuff,
yeah,
but they also sort of teamed her with Dana Brooke, another person who was sort of a veteran and a rookie, if you will.
Yeah.
But this is like the first time in a while. Certainly, this is the first time since NXT has really found its footing as more of a third brand.
This is really the first time that someone's been sent from the main roster to NXT, not as a reboot. He's being sent to NXT because he asked to be sent to NXT.
Yeah, that's from his own Twitter account.
Probably the idea is that this is going to be his home for the foreseeable future. It's not like they sent with Zack Ryder. It seemed like, okay, whatever we're doing on the main roster isn't working. Let's send you NXT. Try something new just to eventually bring you back up. Same with Emma. This comedic stuff isn't working on main. Send you back to NXT. Find a new character. Develop it there. Back to the main roster. I don't get that sense with Tyler Breeze. I feel like Tyler Breeze is like, I ain't doing anything on the main roster. Send me back to NXT, please, where I might do something. And I'm totally cool staying there. Period.
Well, here's the thing. You're right in that it's not the company saying you need a what?
Dom Ellison says Tyson Kidd went back.
Yeah,
but I think the point is like basically everybody who was sent back, it was sent back to do some sort of character development, repackaging.
Well, I think the company sent them back. I think the company was like, "Here, you do this."
With the express purpose of let's do something else with you for the purpose of bringing you back.
I think this is what Tyler Breeze is doing. I think he understands that NXT is essentially WWE's umbrella indie company. And I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's WWE's Ring of Honor and PWG all mashed into one, right? And I think he understands that he had maybe one of two options. You can either ask for your release, and who knows how long is left on his contract. I mean, for all we know, he signed an extension 6 months ago, and he's wrapped up for 5 years.
Yeah,
that could be the case. If he's doing that, it's okay. Well, I'm not going to get released. Where do people go to really shine? Well, people go from the indies to NXT, and they really shine, and they put on these great matches, and they really do increase their stock.
Yeah.
And then, they worry about if they get called up, they'll worry about getting buried at that point. But in NXT, you really do have a shot at because he can't go. I mean, if he's under contract, he can't go to the indies. But I kind of feel like this is the next best thing.
Yeah.
It's like like Cassius Ohno, for example, and this is going way back. He was in NXT, left, and rebuilt up his brand to like a considerable degree. Came back to NXT, and granted, he's not a great example necessarily because it's not like he's like shot back up to the main roster or anything. But Tyler Breeze, this is kind of his release from WWE in a way.
Yeah, release from
he just skipped the part where you go to back to the independents. It's like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
You skip the part where you go to the independents, rebuild yourself, and come back to NXT. He's going back to NXT. And if you notice in that interview, there are hints of the Tyler Breeze voice. It is by and large him.
Yeah, for the most part.
And if you look, it's like, granted, he had the selfie thing. He's sort of keeping that.
Well, he had the selfie thing, but without the stick. He was just holding his phone this time.
Yeah, his ring gear was like not flashy. It was all black.
Yeah, and he didn't have the puffy stuff on his boots.
Right. Yeah.
It was and
sleeker. Even his entrance, I don't think it didn't start out with his boots or anything, right?
I don't recall.
I don't think it was the standard Tyler Breeze entrance. I think he's coming back there as sort of a pared down. Hey, I'm going to be more of just really good wrestler guy.
Back to basics.
Back to basics, exactly. Which does beg the question, though, and of course I put this in the thumbnail because people like questions. Who else on the main roster would it behoove them to ask to go to NXT?
Luke Harper.
That was number one on my list. I think Luke Harper, that's totally number one on my list. Here's the thing. I think there's like got to be some criteria. Number one, if you're too big a name, like for example Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
She's kind of too big of a name to go to NXT. She's already done way too many things.
Yeah.
So you had to have gone to Maine, be severely underutilized, and still have some wiggle room to recreate your character.
Luke Harper.
Yeah.
EC3.
Oh, but he just left. I think he'd be happier there, but he just left.
Yeah, he didn't seem terribly happy on Maine. Johnny Curtis.
That's like number 2 on my list. What about Rhino?
No, he's probably going to go
That's
do
a
other
terrible
stuff.
idea. That's a
He's
terrible
probably
idea.
do other stuff.
Really bad idea. What about Dominic Mysterio?
What if Sarah Logan went back to NXT for a little bit?
Oh, that'd be killer. Yeah.
That'd be really good.
Yeah. They never used Liv Morgan, but I feel like she was in NXT for the longest time.
She was in NXT for a while.
So I think that'd be probably not a great move for her.
No. I could be convinced that Apollo Crews would benefit from going back.
I could definitely be convinced of that one. I think that's a good one.
Chad Gable.
I think even the dude we were talking about yesterday, Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
I think he could probably benefit from some time in NXT.
Yeah. Heavy Machinery.
No. I just don't want them on TV.
I was being sarcastic.
By the way, Heavy Machinery and Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan nowhere to be found on SmackDown this past week because they're Raw repeats.
Too many recap packages.
Oh,
on Raw.
Oh man, is that going to be SmackDown for the rest of the?
I hope not. I hope that was just a byproduct of this Saudi Arabia Super Showdown business.
That sounds like unfounded optimism.
There was a lot of last minute hyping of that show. They felt like they needed to do because they really hadn't done a whole lot.
I hope that's the case, but man, I don't know that it is.
Because Fox isn't going to be happy with SmackDown being a Raw recap show. Bottom line, they're not going to be cool with that because it's less original content for their own programming, plus they're promoting content on another brand. It's not going to fly on Fox. It's not.
Like, you're mostly right there, but at the same time,
if the first episode of sorry, not because it won't be in the first.
I think the Raw recaps aren't going to be there.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's kind of what I'm.
I don't know, man. Okay, so let me ask this then. This is a completely different topic. How do you solve the issue of Fox wants Roman, USA wants Roman? You have
the
different
wild card rule solves all, man.
No. You do different stories for each brand for the same guy.
Yeah, you have to.
You'd have to, right?
Yeah,
I'd like that. I think it'd be cool.
No, I would
like,
too.
Man,
I would too.
Oh god, it's got a Raw. Now I got to deal with this other guy over here.
It's what they should be doing with Becky this whole time.
Yeah, I know. That's how I thought it was going to be. But then Lacey
kind of
showing up.
Yeah,
on
but
SmackDown.
instead they just do that. Yeah. Instead of separating stories by brand, just have stories cross over. That's not what I want.
Yeah,
I don't want that because then it gets with the
but
same 5-story dominating
WWE,
both shows.
Do you think the WWE knows that?
No.
Do you think they know that?
As evidenced by how
they
this
shouldn't
wild
be doing
card
the same damn story on both
garbage
shows.
been playing on both shows.
That was terrible. Why don't we have Roman versus Daniel Bryan right now? I'd like to see that match.
Daniel Bryan's in the tag division now. Roman's not.
I know.
So
He's
we get Roman versus Shane.
Yeah.
Which I've been, for the most part, entertained by.
Shane's good, but I don't need it on both shows, man.
No, he's like the one guy I don't mind being on both shows because he's McMahon. And if we're going to have any McMahon be the heel authority figure, at least have him be him because we haven't seen that in a while.
Look, I like Shane as a heel. I'm just saying I don't need him twice a week in prominent positions. Recap.
Right.
Fallout. You all right there?
Stiff today.
Oh, my goodness. Keith Lee versus the Finest. It was the Finest's birthday yesterday.
Oh.
How old do you think he is? He's either like 15 or 53. I can't tell. You know he's like 6'8"?
That's what they say.
Well, okay, that means he's at least 6'5".
Yeah.
He's a really tall dude.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I knew
oh my
that.
gosh.
Well, Keith Lee's a pretty tall dude too. I think.
Is he?
He used to be a defensive tackle in college.
Oh wow. Yeah, you
so
be
he's
tall
probably
for
like
that.
6'2", 6'3". Well, you don't have to be to help so you can bat down passes.
Well, yeah, you should be tall for that. Bat down passes.
But then also benefits to not be too tall because the whole idea of football on the lines is you want to get your pad lower than the other guy you're going up against.
It's
so if you're
nonsense.
little diminutive,
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all.
Lower,
I make a general statement, and then you got to break down the minutia. But the general idea is you want to bat down the football. I don't need analysis.
You need wingspan for that.
Okay, man. Whatever. Anyways, Keith Lee versus Kona Reeves.
Keith Lee,
Talk about
6'2".
the damn match.
They definitely gave Kona Reeves an opportunity. See, Kona Reeves says here he's 6'4".
Oh my God, they gave him 4 inches?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And he's 27.
That's a lot.
Maybe someone just misspoke. Maybe they saw it.
It was Beth who said it. I think it was Beth who said it.
It was a 6 on a piece of paper, and looking briefly, she thought it was an 8.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe Moros accidentally spat while he was doing one of his Mamma Mia's.
And then the ink bled, yes.
Oh my God, he's 683 feet.
Yes, he's 683 inches. It was an okay match. Early on, Kona did like a leapfrog out of a move from Keith Lee, and he sold a knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was faking, took advantage, got the upper hand. Lee tried to fight back. He had wrist control on Kona Reeves. No Rainmaker, but he makes a comeback. It's kind of culminated in a fun splash. That's always great.
Yeah.
Then pretty much right after that fun splash, Kona got the upper hand again, hit a rock bottom, got a 2 count. But in the end, Lee makes another comeback, hits a pounce, and his finisher for the win.
You know what they should do?
Keith Lee did a lot of selling in this match.
Yeah, more than he should have.
Yeah, totally.
You know what they should do? NXT should sign Eli Drake and team him with the Finest.
That's not a bad idea.
And they'd just be like the tag team The Rock.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because Eli Drake just mimics him. He sounds like him.
Mannerisms and
Kona
inflections of
Reeves
his voice, yeah.
kind of looks like him, or he thinks anyways, right? He kind of does, actually.
Yeah.
He kind of does. And then they just be The Rock,
All right.
but as a tag team.
All right. What other tag team do you call?
The Rock.
We're like The Rocks.
That's a great idea.
The name needs work.
I wish we got to bring them into WeBooks.
Name it like the People's Team or something like that.
WWE.
So it's not a direct. I mean, it's a little more It's not a direct. You're not naming him after The Rock.
It's The Rock.
It's
dude.
more of a
just get
Rock
some of his old
reference.
tights, put them on, and then add an S on there at the end.
Yes, The Rocks.
It's The Rocks. Oh, that'd kill.
The Brahma Bulls.
Yeah, Brahma Bulls. No, that's not direct enough. The Rocks.
The Rocks.
Do you smell what the Rocks are cooking?
Finest. Next, we had a Io Shirai, Shayna Baszler recap package, and then a brief Io interview where she was asked, like, hey, you went ham at the end of that match. What was that about?
Mm-hmm.
And she said something I didn't catch, and then stormed off and was seemingly yelling in Japanese.
Yeah.
But it was announced that next week we're going to get Io and Candice taking on Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. That should be an easy W. Should be for Io and Candice.
I would think so, yeah.
I would think so.
Are they going to do the thing with poor Marina where they're like, you can't wrestle? Don't do that. That's rude.
No, usually the full
When are the
crowd's
tapings?
pretty good about that.
When are they
should
today?
be today, yeah.
Today? All right. If anybody out there is listening,
Full Sail crowd's usually pretty good about that.
they're the ones who did it though. They've done it before. If Marina's in that ring, please just if you want to go boo, that's cool. But don't say you can't wrestle. That's messed up.
What does Karen have to say about it? She'll probably be there, huh?
Karen needs to be handing out yellow cards. She needs to be handing out reprimands if she's there to people saying you can't wrestle. Rude. We all know that. You don't have to say it. That's rude.
She's trying to get better.
Yeah, I know. She's trying to improve.
Next, tag ladder match recap, followed by a backstage segment with Street Profits. Man, over the moon.
So who was that dude? I sort of fast forwarded and then I landed on that and I was like, who was that little fan? Was that just a fan they're with? Who was that guy they were with?
I mean, the people holding cameras?
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, there's like.
Did you see a thing where they were with some little fan guy and then they're like, let's go buy a shirt?
I didn't know.
Maybe that's something else. It was weird. I was trying to watch the network live last night and I was like trying to fast forward through some stuff because I was behind. I was a little bit behind.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't doing that. And then all of a sudden I just landed on like something else.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it was Street Profits with some.
Were you trying to scrub using the Fire Stick?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, that's a difficult task, man. You never know where you're going to end up once you press fast forward.
Oh, my goodness. Lacey just texted me. One of her coworkers had a stroke.
Oh, no.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. After that, a recap package for Velveteen Dream versus Tyler Breeze and the aforementioned Tyler Breeze interview. And then we got a Damian Priest vignette. So what's his character? Is he like a party guy?
Yeah, clubbing guy. That's awesome. He's a stud, man. He looks great. He's the only guy. He's like one of the only.
He doesn't need donuts.
He's the only one.
No thanks, I don't want a donut.
I shouldn't.
They're gonna NXT. They're gonna have me wearing a mesh shirt, partying.
He's the only dude who can pull off a mesh shirt. He looks like a mesh shirt guy.
Isn't there a scene in one of the Blade movies where they're at a club? It's like a vampire club.
Maybe
he's gonna be a vampire.
Oh, that's a great idea. But then also part of the Matrix rave, like sex rave thing.
No, they just put those two things together.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, a vampire.
He's exhibitionist Dracula.
Yeah, so, someone in NXT saw what we do in the shadows and was like, "This is a great idea."
There you go. I want to drink your blood and show you my junk.
You loved exhibitionist Dracula.
I did love exhibitionist Dracula. Would you like to see the tip of my junk?
Terrible.
It's broad daylight. You're a vampire. You're not supposed to be out here.
You should be a pool.
This is the only time
You should be a pool of this of viscera at this point.
when people can see my mushroom tip.
It's a pool of ooze. You should be in the daylight. Exhibitionist Dracula.
Punishment Martinez is such a better name, though.
It really is.
Damian Priest is okay, though.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It just
And
seems
I like
a
that, though.
watered-down
Priest,
version of-
but he's a big partier. He's
Yeah.
cocaine guy.
Damien, like the Omen.
The devil.
Yeah. But also priest, so religious.
Yeah, that's good. It's dichotomy.
Yeah. Just
He's a walking juxtaposition.
Yes.
Whatever.
Juxtaposition.
He's a walking
yes.
contradiction.
Yeah. Next, the de facto main event: Mia Yim versus Bianca Belair. Like I said earlier, these two women have amazing chemistry.
Oh my God, I know.
Every one of their matches have been great. This might be the best of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Story of this one was Belair was going after Mia Yim's midsection, started with the abdominal stretch, followed with the gut buster. Mia kicks out. And then Belair was doing like a bow and arrow, stretching Mia around the ring post. In that instance, Belair had to release because of the 5 count from the ref. And then Mia grabs Belair and drives her into the ring post. It was great.
Yeah.
Belair goes for her like chicken wing face buster on the ringside area. Mia reverses, sends Bianca into the ring steps. And this spot was great. When Yim hits the tarantula,
Yeah.
Belair escapes, and then Mia counters with Code Blue. Which
Code
is
Blue.
Pretty much a destroyer bomb.
Yeah.
Belair then pretty much drops Mia on her head with this German suplex. Only get to 2 for that. But then the finish saw Belair go for a powerbomb. Mia reverses to a guillotine. Belair escapes. But then they move at the top rope, and Mia kind of jumps off the second rope, hits Protect Your Neck for the win. Kind of shocking.
Yeah.
That's 2 straight losses for Bianca Belair after not being pinned ever.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
they obviously think very highly of Mia Yim.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
Yeah, and she's been delivering on.
She has been.
On every occasion.
She
so.
and like I love that her character stuff is so natural. Like the way that she is presented, you know, could lend itself to some very sort of fake, you know, posing type stuff, you know? Like acting like she's hard and stuff. But she comes off like a very sweet person who just isn't going to take shit.
Yeah.
And it just comes across like that's maybe who she is, you know? So I think she's terrific, and I think she comes off as very natural and likable, and yeah, she's great. I mean, she's probably going to end up being chum for Shayna.
Maybe.
but still, it is kind of interesting that they jobbed out Bianca a couple times to her.
Yeah. Bianca, again, had amazing ring gear. Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Apparently she designs all her own stuff.
Yeah, I think
too.
I think she does it all herself.
Yeah. No, she's terrific. I saw some of the what was it? There was like a video of all the backstage stuff when the Street Profits got that win. And it showed her and like just her emotional reaction to Montez Ford winning the climbing, because it was obvious that she didn't know what was going to happen.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, and it was terrific. They like cut from like when it happens to like her actually watching it and back and forth, and it's terrific. It's
That's
really cool.
Yeah. Next, we had a Drew Gulak interview after last week's episode, where he says, "Well, I've been hearing that Kushida is the foremost submission specialist in the world. Well, I'm the best submission specialist in the WWE. So he beat me by a roll up. Essentially, let's test your true mettle here, Kushida. Submission match next week." Kushida accepted Drew's challenge via social media.
I hope he's going to be Zod tonight if they fight tonight.
Oh, yeah. I hope that's his new thing.
I want some freaking continuity between two, because like they were talking about on 205, where has he been this whole time? He's been on social media. Well, he's also been on NXT.
Yeah.
They need some continuity there, some threads
they
there.
Do. Also announced for next week, that's a heck of a lineup next week. We're getting Undisputed Era versus Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Oh, that's a good one.
Undisputed Era is starting their quest for all the gold.
They're going to be draped in gold, man. I'm telling you. It's going to happen. Just like Adam Cole. It's like Adam Cole in my interview when I broke that he was going to be going after the NXT championship.
They say, what are you going to do next? Oh, I want the NXT championship. That's what anybody should be saying.
I saw a promo the other day where what's-his-face, Top Notch, he was driving doing a promo, by the way.
Bad idea.
And he said he was going after the North American title. These people have very specific goals. Why would Oney Lorcan say, I'm going after the NXT championship? He's in a tag team. So no, your point is wrong. Not everybody there is going for the top prize. Some people
is going. I'm saying everybody should. That should be the ultimate goal if you're in a promotion, to be the top guy in that promotion.
Okay, but here's the thing, man. If you get hired and you're a janitor, yes, your goal eventually should be CEO of company, but you gotta take this necessary steps.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying everybody's ultimate goal at one point should be, I want to be top guy.
That's fine. But in the meantime, they've got to be stating their smaller goals too.
Not necessarily.
Okay, whatever.
You think Damian Priest is going to come in and say, I want to be 24/7 champ? No.
He's going to say, I want to be North American champ.
Not necessarily. They might put him eventually. He might not state what belt he's going after until he's ready to go after the top belt. I'm saying if it's not huge news to have Adam Cole say he's going after the NXT title, because that's if you ask 65% of the competitors in NXT, they're say I want to go after the top belt. Anyways, let's talk about it.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my gosh. Next we had Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano.
Not everything has to be a fucking counter. What I say.
Next, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano recap package from their amazing takeover match. Pretty much it. After that, NXT UK show kicked off with The Hunt versus Tyson Tebow and Saxon Huxley. Not a whole lot of drama in this one because they have video packages for the Hunt, and they don't for Tyson T-Bone and Saxon Huxley.
I like Tyson T-Bone.
I know you do.
I wish they would have given him a promo.
But no, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Instead, this wasn't even much of a match. The Hunt, they win. They pin Saxon Huxley after a double top.
No, your point about off camera about UK not having any
stories,
nothing
really.
of consequence. There's no. They've been like there's been like 50 episodes, and there's been like no stories of consequence.
Far too many other episodes, especially when they don't have episodes shot in the United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Consists of one match that matters,
and
then a bunch of matches just randomly put together.
Mm-hmm.
And this was an episode of matches randomly put together, plus a main event that actually mattered.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, since they've been doing it for 50 episodes, then they should at least have some groundwork for stories that involve more people.
Yeah, it's funny because I mentioned this off camera too. Like Progress and what was the one where Devlin? I like that during the Fatal 4-Way, Nigel was saying, "Oh yeah, I'm he was playing up Jordan Devlin. He was saying Devlin's great. I'm sure that he could beat somebody like Walter." And what's the other guy? Vic. He said, "What makes you think that?" And he says, "Oh well, I've seen him take on a lot of other bigger opponents, and he's won before." And he didn't mention
OTT.
That Devlin.
I thought they were kind of like a line promotion. Oh, I guess they can't.
Yeah, but they don't go there. If it doesn't happen in UK, like they'll allude to certain things, but that's a really, really big one. And I remember that time you mentioned that you thought that Devlin said he beat Walter before, but I think you were kind of mistaken. I don't think he actually said that. Because I remember I was like, oh, are they going to mention that? And then they kind of didn't.
I'm just trying to think of any instance like in NXT where they mentioned someone doing stuff in Evolve, and I guess not.
Nothing
comes to mind offhand.
I mean, it's not like they never like showed any footage of Street Profits winning those things.
Oh, in Evolve, no, I just don't know if they've ever mentioned it. Like commentaries mentioned.
I mean,
I don't think they have.
It's not like I pay that close attention, but I don't think they have. Like outside of like on Twitter and stuff, they always
totally
mention
do.
that stuff.
Yeah, totally.
But not on the broadcast.
They always promote their talents going to Evolve or whatever.
Yeah.
After the match, Gallus, they attack the Hunt. Next, Kaylee Ray.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I know how it's going to go too.
Same with this one.
But before it even starts, Gallus attacking the Hunt.
Yeah, I know.
Like Gallus needs a win right now, so that's going to be the Hunt.
It's like the Hunt will beat the super jobber teams, but they themselves can be jobbers to the elite teams. Anyways, next, Kaylee Ray taking on Casey Owens. Again, a match where going in exactly who's going to win. And they book it, so there's not a whole lot of drama.
Yes.
Again, that's kind of like when I speak. I don't really care about squash matches because I don't feel like there's any drama involved in it. There's one good storytelling in my wrestling. Anyways, Kaylee Ray, she picks up the win with Widow's Peak, her gory bomb. After that, Imperium video package.
Yes.
They hear Walter talk, which I know made your day.
Yeah, listen to me. We are the Imperium. I don't even know. I forget what he said here.
Imperium stands for, I think he said Ultimate Power or something like that.
Oh, that's cool. I wish it was if it was like an anagram, like IMPE.
I am Imperium.
Yeah.
I am Imperium.
I make perfect exhibition requirement. I don't know. Anyways,
after that we had Jenny and Jazzy Gabert.
Like if you go to direct translation, Imperium just means government.
It's the government.
So
Listen to me.
Of NXT.
We're the government of NXT. We need to talk about taxes and infrastructure.
Would that make Bartel and Eichner the bureaucracy of the said government?
City Council, Senate.
If Walter is
Congress.
Top guy.
Yeah.
Next, Ginny and Jazzy Gabbert interview.
Jenny, they were very briskly walking down the hallway.
Yeah.
And she said, not only am I the prettiest and the richest person, but wait, what were you saying? Yeah, why do you have Jazzy? Oh, because she can beat people up.
And he said, I'm
very good.
Going after doing stuff, and anybody gets in my way. Jazzy. Next, Zach Gibson, James Drake. Well, Zach Gibson promo. James Drake doesn't do it.
Well, he was there.
Yeah, but he doesn't talk.
He did what he always does.
He reacts.
Sometimes he shakes his head yes, and then randomly he'll do this. No, it won't really be in line with anything Zach Gibson's saying. He'll just have his own thing in his head. He'll be like,
Sometimes he'll react to.
I think that's coincidental.
That could be. That could be. He's existing in his own universe, maybe. Zach was upset because they had to defend the tag titles at Download Festival.
Yeah.
And he's saying that it was going to be dirty and smelly and bodily fluids everywhere. And he didn't want to do it, so he wanted Johnny Saint to rectify the situation. And then main event, Fatal 4-Way number one contender for NXT UK title. Chum for Walter. Joe Coffey versus Dave Mastiff versus Jordan Devlin versus Travis Banks. I'm actually kind of surprised you only gave this match 15, 18 minutes. Because when the Kaylee Ray match ended, I was like, oh, there's half an hour left in the episode. They didn't give this match a ton of time.
Mm-hmm.
Not that this match felt like it was abbreviated or cut short or anything. I just thought they'd give it the last chunk of the episode to make it feel important.
I thought they gave it much time. I could be wrong.
It was 15 minutes.
Okay. Really? It was only 15 minutes?
15, 20 minutes. 20 minutes at
what
most.
before this? How many matches were there? 1, that was quick. 2.
Because
I guess
the
you're
Imperium video was 2 minutes. And the Ginny interview was a minute. And then the Zach Gibson promo was 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I remember I after the Kaylee Ray match, I stopped watching. My internet went down briefly. I was like, all right, I'm going to go walk the dog now.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started back up, I made sure that I just noticed how much time was left. I think it was about 23 minutes left in the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, it was a fun enough match.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was fast-paced.
Everybody
and there's
had
a lot of cool
shine.
Yeah. Dave Mastiff fell out of the ring a couple times. It's funny when he gets tossed out of the ring or he ends up going out of the ring. It always scares me because he's so big, and it's just so slow.
Have you noticed they stopped shaking the camera when he walks on the ramp and down the ramp? They only do it when he stomps in the middle of the ring now.
Yeah,
and it's really over the top.
I thought it was cool the first couple times. You don't really need it every time, right? Yeah, I don't
really feel like he needed it all. I don't really feel like Joe Coffey's that much smaller than Dave Mastiff. In fact, I feel like he's probably roughly the same size.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In terms of girth. Anyways, Mastiff does hit the cannonball finish on both Coffey and Banks. Banks rolls out. Mastiff tries to pin Coffey. And then Devlin breaks it up with a moonsault and pretty much kicks Coffey in the back of the head with his feet. It was something else. Coffey hits his discus clothesline on Devlin, goes to the pin. Mastiff breaks it up, and then Coffey hits his discus clothesline on Mastiff, and it sends himself. I say Coffey clotheslines himself. That's funny. Hits his clothesline, sending himself and Mastiff out of the ring, and then Mastiff I think broke up the pin. Kind of. Coffey got up. He hit a senton on Devlin. Banks hits Slice of Heaven and a Kiwi Crusher on Devlin for the win.
Yeah, I'm glad that Devlin didn't Devlin's both of our kind of favorites in
he's
NXT UK. I'm kind of glad he didn't win this because I really want them to do he's a bad guy who eventually turns. I want them to do. I have no idea how it was built in OTT, but whatever they did there, I want them to do in the UK. Mm-hmm. I think that he should be the guy to take that title eventually off of Walter, unless they have some other huge signing in UK that ends up being sort of the guy.
I really don't know who that would be at this point.
I mean, I know people are really high on that Dragunov guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's the kind of guy who it would be. I don't know.
I think he and Walter had some pretty great matches in WXW.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else who's in the European scene right now that
Walter was the last big guy.
More or less.
You know?
I'm pretty sure everybody else has been signed.
Mm-hmm.
I can think of. 205 Live, finally. Show kicked off with customary Drake Maverick hype package. Getting you excited for the show. First match was supposed to be Akira Tozawa versus a newly heel Noam Dar. However, Drew Gulak, looking like General Zod, General Drew, lays out Dar on the ramp and then drop kicks Dar's knee into the ring steps. So I guess Drew is now the absolute top heel, ultimate heel on 205 Live because he's decked out all in black.
Mm-hmm.
Hair
slick back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let his beard grow out a little bit.
Yeah. And he was doing weird Instagram posts, and he was expecting us not to be watching NXT.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be his big reveal.
This is like his fifth reinvention in the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's good. I like that he stepped up and was like, okay, I like that. I like reinvention. I think it's a good idea. And so anyways, yeah, he completely annihilates Noam Dar. Akira Tozawa starts, Drake Maverick comes down there, is like, oh, no, we don't do that, no. And then Akira's like, come on, let me fight him. And Drake Maverick's like, all right, well, you can fight him then. They have a very, very long match, and it was an excellent match. It was really, really good. And Drew Gulak pulled off the win. If you want to go through some of the beats.
Oh, just like the story pretty much was Drew working over Akira's back. And when in doubt, he'd always return back to that. Akira hit a hell of a running senton off the apron. Like, he launched himself pretty much from the corner of the ring to the barricade. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Akira hit a suicide dive, setting Gulak over the announce table, and they locked in the octopus later on. Drew gets the ropes. Drew hit a reverse powerbomb, which I normally don't like that move. He put enough stank on it that it actually looked decent. Didn't look like he was just laying backwards. Gets a 2, transition to Cloverleaf. They actually made a point. I think most times previously, whenever Drew goes to the top rope, it leads to his downfall. In this instance, he has a superplex on Akira that he actually hit and led to his victory via like a torture rack into a neck breaker type thing. I was hoping he was going to do a burning hammer, but no luck. He changed up his style, more hard hitting, not so submission based, which again runs contrary to what they're setting up in NXT. So I'm guessing there's not going to be a whole lot of continuity there. You never know. Next, we had a Mike and Maria Kanellis promo. Mike says
he is so good.
He's better than the best.
He's so good on the mic. However, it should be noted that he's had exactly 1 singles victory since.
Technically 2, but Maria helped him with one of them.
Right. I mean, 1, like he did it all himself. Because the one that Maria helped him with was then followed by her being banned, right? And then he lost a couple, didn't win the Fatal 4-Way, and then won the next one against Brian Kendrick. And now he's saying, I'm the best. I hope this is a win streak for him, and he ends up at the top. Drew seems to have reestablished himself as top heel.
Yeah, it's interesting how just last week or 2 weeks ago, Tony was like, hey, I want to face Akira Tozawa. And that seemed to be the direction they were heading. And then now Akira takes a loss to Drew Gulak, so maybe they're setting up some sort of multi-man match for the next title defense. Who knows? After that Tony Nese interview, it says, hey, I wanted Akira, but now he lost, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Lucha House Party promo, hyping their match against Lars Sullivan at Super Showdown.
This was fun.
It was fun.
They're pretty funny.
They are pretty funny. And then the main event was Oni Lorcan versus Ari Daivari.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the match previous, I get that they were
supposed to be a grudge match because Daivari had to get stitches or something.
And it was a really good match.
Yeah, it's fine. It was different than most of Oni's previous matches because it was more technical. Like the whole first part of it was him working over Aria's arm, but not like in a typically violent sense. It was stretching him and such. Later on, Aria counters a half and half suplex from Oni into a pinning predicament. Oni kicks out. Oh, this part was great. The business really picked up towards the end. It was fun, really fun towards the end. Oni escapes the hammerlock lariat from Aria. Aria hits a super kick anyways. The finish saw Aria lock in the $1 Million Dream. Oni powers out. Aria hit a reverse DDT, follows with a frog splash. Had to take a beat because he was selling arm injury, and that allowed Oni to counter the pin into a crucifix pin of his own to get the win. So good back and forth, especially at the end there.
Good stuff.
And that was your recaps for the day.
Let's answer some questions.
Jeffrey Nguyen says, Reeves feels shorter since he became the Finest. I think he seems shorter since he started wearing pants instead of trunks. Pants make him look shorter. Because he has very long legs. And when he's just wearing the trunks, it seems like you just see all leg.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even think about it. I've always felt that he came off as a bit short because I've never really liked his character's so goofy.
His character seems very small.
No, that's exactly what it is. Like that's a perception thing. Like his character seems very small, and so I think him as short, regardless of what he's wearing.
Yeah.
But now I'm not going to be able to see him as like not 7 feet.
Even when he's only 6'4".
I know, he's only 6'4".
Jeffrey again says, who would you take, Kona Reeves or Matt Taven?
Can you put them both out in the garbage? I mean, it'd be Kona Reeves. He at least kind of looks like The Rock. What does Matt Taven have going for him?
He's a Ring of Honor champion.
Again, I ask.
I mean, he's achieved some measure of success in Ring of Honor. Granted, he may have been there forever, but Kona Reeves really hasn't done anything. Well, I guess
he's friends with Dan Matha.
Again, hasn't really done anything.
Mason in the Dark here on Discord asks, am I the only one who felt like Cole's takeover performance turned him face for them? Gargano has spent weeks belittling him and telling him he can't beat him alone, and he did pretty much clean as a whistle. Really got me invested in his character. Adam Cole's been one of those guys that no matter what he does, people love him. In terms of how the creative views him, what do you think about Mason's point? Do you think they're going to... I guess it'll be interesting this next set of tapings to see where they take him.
I think it was just telling the story of Adam Cole learning how to win the match for himself. I don't know if it's necessarily a heel or face move. It's just that's the story they wanted to tell. Gilberto Arellano, least favorite Tarantino film.
Least favorite Tarantino film?
What's the one with Kurt Russell in the car? Death Proof?
Death Proof. That was part of Grindhouse. I'm not even going to say there's also his segment in 4 Rooms, but I thought that was actually fairly creative. That was kind of fun. I know there's an answer to this.
Well, he didn't direct it. He was just in it. Destiny Turns on the Radio. He just acted in it, and that's not a good movie.
You actually saw that movie?
Yeah, I got to see it for free. 1 tickets to go see it early.
Is that a good prize?
What's that?
Is that a good prize?
No, but like the summer after I graduated high school, I go to a friend's house, and all we do is try to win stuff off the radio.
All right, go through his filmography here. He did an episode. He did 2 episodes of CSI. That's cool. I would probably say so. Like my least favorite movies of his are probably the Kill Bill movies.
Yeah, I wasn't that into those either.
I enjoyed them for what they were. They're fun exercises in kung fu flicks, but I don't know. They're very self-indulgent.
They are,
and I know that he's like kind of known as a self-indulgent, but I've always felt that it was just he has a very specific and fun language.
Well, I felt like that was perhaps his most referential movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember years ago when those came out, there was a series pointing out like ideas and shots that he utilized from other movies of the genre into that movie, and it seemed to be the most kind of referential.
Mm-hmm.
At least his, I would feel like from a
yeah.
At least the first one was. The second one felt more like his later works where they seem more stagey.
Yeah, I feel that.
More like a play because there's a lot of talking.
Yeah. Let's see here. Cody Miles, since we have more. So this is Discord. Get access to the Discord if you become a YouTube channel member or at $1 on Patreon. He says, since we have more emote slots, we brought back the best emotes ever, which are the Steve mode. And then there's, if you want to do this right here.
I don't know what it says.
It's Bree.
Oh, Bree mode?
Yeah.
No, I don't do it.
Let's see here. Jimmy Thomas, Power Rank Drew Gulak personas.
He probably could have won that title when he was breaking free from being Enzo's underling.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the most entertaining version of Drew.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where General Zod Drew's going to go. Well, let's see here, over here on the Patreon. Tim Morris. That was a good question. Does it surprise you that Finn is competing in the Saudi show, considering his support for the LGBT community? Because I actually thought that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I wonder how because it's a big platform that he has,
I mean, I guess there's 2 questions that can be posed. Is it surprising that he's willing to do it, or is it surprising that he was on the card from the viewpoint of Sports Authority?
Somebody asked a similar question about Goldberg being a Jewish person, and Meltzer's thing was they don't care about that as it pertains to Goldberg. I forget the reason.
Yeah, I saw that same tweet, but it was
they
more,
have their own reasons for things apparently.
Yeah,
and I guess I mean I don't know. It's hypocritical as crap for them, But I don't know.
I guess maybe I don't know. I don't know Finn. I don't know what his thinking might be. Maybe he thinks, since he is very vocal about his advocacy, that he thinks being there, and obviously he won't be able to wear the Balor Club is for everyone shirt,
right?
Because he's going to be the demon persona. But things being there, having the match, people will if they don't know much about him, will look into it, see what he's advocating for, and people might pick up on it.
His own way of making a change. I could see that as being justification.
Yeah,
I could totally see that.
Or you can't be as vocal as he would probably like to be.
Right.
Obviously,
sure.
you can't do his WrestleMania entrance from a couple of years ago.
I mean, I do wonder. I think with Goldberg, I think it's the chance to fight Undertaker. It's like a big deal. Plus, they're probably giving him a massive payday.
And I'm sure for the Saudi Sports Authority, it's like a dream match that has never happened.
Yeah, sure.
And to say that they can put that match on is probably kind of a feather in their cap.
I wonder if there's an element with Goldberg, because he's a smart dude, and maybe Finn Balor, if there's a little bit of subversiveness
Could
there
be.
that attracts them. It's like, I'm a Jewish man in a country that has like anti-Semitism stuff in their textbooks.
And then I'm going to come to the ring and the stadium is going to be chanting my name.
And then at the same time, there's, Finn Balor, who is obviously an advocate for the community. And he's like, I'm going to go in there. And yeah, like you said,
put on a great show and then hopefully impress people with my performance. They go look into what I'm all about.
Yeah, I wonder if that
this out.
factors in. It wouldn't surprise me if it did.
Who said this up here? Tony Barrasso. What if Finn is as the Rainbow Demon?
I would think that they would that he probably would. That's very dangerous, like literally dangerous ground to tread on. I don't know, man. I don't know. You want to get in there and out of there. Awesome. Here we go. Another cosmic entity question.
All right.
From Greg Morse.
All right, fair enough.
The cosmic entity shows you a universe where TakeOver 25 was the final TakeOver. Power rank the top 5 matches in TakeOver history. Boy, there's been a lot of matches. He says Bayley versus Sasha in Brooklyn was number 1.
That's in the top 5 for sure.
I'd definitely put it there. I'd put Shinsuke, Sami Zayn in there.
Yeah, I'd probably put Gargano Almas.
Oh yeah.
And you got to put the first Gargano Ciampa match. So that's 4. Gosh, there's so many, especially the last couple of years.
There were never, and besides, I think, wouldn't you say that Asuka's top match was probably the one that I still haven't seen, the Last Man Standing with Nikki Cross? That's the one that everybody talked about after the fact, and nobody really talked about Asuka matches beyond that. I mean, they're all good, but none of them were like iconic. Like, she had a good one with Ember Moon where she kind of had to cheat a little bit.
Yeah, I still think that one's really good. The rematch was really good too, I thought.
She's had like really good matches. She's a terrific wrestler. But I kind of feel like the Nikki Cross one, a lot of people were talking about after the fact.
Yeah, that one was good. I'm sure she had a good one or two with Bayley too. Asuka's match with Mickie James is actually really good.
Yeah. Let's see what Chad has to say about this.
I think who else?
Neville versus Bo Dallas. I don't really remember much about that because it's been a long time.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn first match where Owens won the title was good, especially from a storytelling perspective. I think of like North American ladder match. Either of the Cole Gargano matches. Either of those could go on there.
Yeah. What do we have coming up for Overrun today?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No. Oh, we can talk about Goldberg's promo. Apparently wasn't written for him.
Oh, yeah. That's what Meltzer said, huh?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll talk about Goldberg's promo then.
Goldberg's promo.
All right. Anyways, so yeah, YouTube channel members, hit that join button. You can watch the bonus show. Patrons, $5 and up. Y'all can watch a bonus episode as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.